guys, I'm Cal from Kelly T Black Metal Reviews. Valravne is an aggressive, depressive and misanthropic black metal solo project hailing from the USA. The project's discog now consists of 3 EPs and 2 single releases, with the third release being somewhat of a celebration of Valravne's first EP, Some Kind of Vampire, and it is Some Kind of Vampire Remastered. Yes, that's right, just yesterday on the 7th of May, Valravne released Some Kind of Vampire Remastered to mark the milestone 12-month mark since the release of the original version, and it has definitely switched the quality of sound up a few notches, I can tell you that. So therefore, this is not a cut copy of the first Deadly release by the artist. Some Kind of Vampire Remastered is an EP with hand-picked and remastered tracks from mostly all of Valravne's releases, so it's a pretty cool concept, pretty cool idea. And it makes up the 7-track listen, bringing forward the recording quality to heighten the viable superiority of sound, offering more depth and clarity of Valravne's music. There is, however, a never heard before track on this one as well. I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute because it is an absolutely deadly, doomful track. While I am familiar with Val's music, and I am going to shorten Valravne to Val for most of this review, so don't get butthurt when you hear that, that's just what us Aussies do. I must say that the facelift that these remastered tracks have undertaken really has provided a new listening experience for me when it comes to this project, and it just brought a larger complexity to the overall vibe and the songs that have been laid down here, and I've properly enjoyed what Valravne has done with this. Alright, I'm going to dive into a couple of these tracks for you, and I do want to start with Some Kind of Vampire, and it is the first track that I ever heard from this project, and it was instant addiction with the influence of proper hardcore and punk roots that you can hear. The reverb lifts off on those low-tone guitars and it just hits you right in the guts. The urgency of which Val screams the lyrics at you is so continuously obnoxious and just infused with so much spite and despair. It's so intense, and the bridges throughout this track are just so catching and appealing. I love that the remastered version has allowed for more clarity of these deadly riffs. The man can riff, there is absolutely no doubt, and has backed off the distortion a little bit, enough to keep it still filthy, but there's just such a cold as hell feel here with the clarity that this new remastered version does bring, particularly with the guitar work and the patterns being so damn infectious and macabre. Simultaneously, it's a fucking contagious listen, that's for sure. Talk to you about one of my absolute favorite tracks from this project, I Only Pray for Death, because it just rocks the fuck out from start to finish. I was so happy to see this track remastered and laid down on this re-released version of Some Kind of Vampire. It is a wall of ridiculously good riffage that just hooks you in immediately. The melodicism created in this track is ridiculously attractive for me, and it's in its entirety, it's a composition that just pulls from so many corners of the metal genres to create such a versatile listen. In fact, this entire album is a pretty versatile listen, that's for sure. This is an absolute banger. It is no doubt my favorite release from this artist, hands down. So the remastered version to I Only Pray for Death really did provide another level to the experience for me after going and revisiting the original. It is without doubt, both versions just burn so hard, but the production really does forge this track forward even further, allowing the sound to just amplify and the musicianship to stand out like absolute dog's balls. Val brings this track home with a crushing and enduring onslaught of screams over the top of such a dense crescendo of heaviness. It just pumps the blood. course, I have to talk to you about the never heard before track that's been released on some kind of Vampires Remastered. It is the track Exe Square, and I've probably properly butchered that pronunciation. I am sorry about that. But I absolutely loved this track. This track blew me away. The isolated guitar scores with that fine signature Valravne reverb leads this track in, followed by moody and apathetic drum beats, distorted cutting guitar riffs that just cave in on you and bring in that punishing and totally penetrating scream. It is just a force. You feel the emotion so hard within this track. It's like Val is standing on one side of the room and pushing his vocal out so hard to meet the microphone that's on the other side. And you cannot avoid the ominous atmosphere that this track brings. It's dark, it's foreboding, it's melancholic. So much doom here. A stellar ending to a brilliant revamped album. This artist is definitely one to watch. Guys, it is up on Bandcamp. Go and have a listen. Some Kind of Vampire Remastered. It only came out on the 7th of May. Be quick. I have a feeling this will go very fast on physical copy when it becomes available, that's for sure. Follow Valravne on Instagram and Facebook, and of course on Bandcamp. Total support to Val. It's like this, mate. When I see that you have released something, I just know it's always worth investing my time to have a listen, because it's always such a deadly release, such deadly work from you every single time. And cheers for the metal. I'm Kelly T. This has been my black metal reviews. If you like these reviews, we are on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're also on YouTube, so hit subscribe, tap those notifications so you don't miss these deadly albums that we're talking to you about every single week. Thanks, guys.